Hello YouTube, welcome back to Mr. and the BJD channel on YouTube. So basically, I kind of wanted to talk about the last few videos because I got a few direct messages and I just want to kind of address that. Basically, a lot of people feel like I was kind of whining about having to sell dolls and, you know, that it was, oh, poor me. And I want to clarify that is not what was happening. And I even watched some of the videos myself to go back and look at it, and see what people were seeing. And I can understand from a certain aspect where they feel that way. Um, but no, I am actually very grateful. I am very much grateful that the dolls sold and that they had their value and that people really wanted them and that I had of a collection that doesn't sit. Let me tell you something. I know people that have long, long groups of photos on Facebook groups and DOA and all the other places, and they've been sitting for months and months and months and months and months. And it's not because their price is too high. It's not because of anything like that. It's just because the type of sculpt they bought is one that is either unknown, like a brand that people hardly ever use, or it's a sculpt that has been recasted so much that people buy the other one. And I hate to say that, but it's true. There are a lot of people in this hobby that will buy an LE recasted just to have the LE. Do I think it's wrong? Absolutely. I have never, never shied away from telling you guys what I think, what I feel on that hobby. Um, I think it's absolutely wrong. I have a Kevin, DC Kevin. Would I rather pay $100 for a knockoff or $200 for a knockoff, or I'd rather pay the 900? I'd rather pay a 900 because it's genuine, even if I have to do it layaway to get it. That's just who I am. Now, I know everybody's different, and I know people call those people elitist. I'm not elitist. There's nothing elite about me. Let me tell you something, honey. All I have in this room is a TV and a bed. I have like maybe 5 shirts. I'm a very simplistic, minimalistic person, besides the dolls. That's the only part about me that's not. And that's kind of like the whole part to me, because that is basically my whole creativity coming out. So, yeah, I've seen very mean videos about people saying that if you buy a legitimate doll that you're an elitist. That's just so backwards to me. I mean, you buy whatever you want. I've always said that. If you want an illegitimate doll, then buy it. But if you want one that is helping support the company and the artist so they don't go bankrupt or out of business or whatever, then buy that one. Those are your options. It's always been that way. But back to what we were talking about before. So, yes, I got real upset about one doll in particular. But you have to understand that that doll that I got real upset about was one that I had for about 2.5 years. And it was also the third doll I ever bought. Technically the first, but it arrived the third when it was finished. And what I really loved about that, if you looked at that sculpt, was it was very avant-garde. It's very like me. It reminded me of myself. It was supposed to be that way. So selling that one was very difficult and hard. But I'm not whining and crying. I'm not trying to say I want the money, but I want the doll too. I am not that kind of person. I've never been that kind of person. It's not who I am. So I just need to clarify all that to the people who think I was like, oh, I have to sell this doll, this doll, this doll, this doll, this doll, this. Like, I get it. I know what it sounds like to you guys, but that's not what I was trying to do. Um, I just wanted to make a point that sometimes in the hobby, you have to sell dolls. Um, it's just a way of life. Let me give you one of my best examples. Last year, I had that big, nice hutch in this room. I had all a bunch of other painted furniture and stuff. I don't have any of that anymore. We go through phases in life. We go through different times in our life. We go through different rebranding, rechanging, upgrading, decoring, whatever. And it happens with the dolls too. And typically it's from another sculpt, what I've seen. You might have a doll that you love. You say, I'm never going to sell this one. I'm never going to get rid of it. Nothing's ever going to happen. And then you see another doll you want more, and the only way to get it is to sell this one. Or sometimes it's even more often a financial situation. We have other bills besides dolls. We have rent to pay. We have electric. We have phone. We have cable. I had a $500 scooter bill I had to pay. I mean, these things are unplanned. So, yeah, sometimes you have to sell something of value to get it back. But what I was saying that I think is really I'm grateful for in particular is that they had value, that they were sold at the right price. I didn't have to negotiate too much down on any of them. And most of all, that I built a new clientele of people to come back whenever I decide to sell more, and as well as my artist, because she also is an amazing, beautiful person who worked with me to sell some that I needed to that were in her in her house and not mine at the time. And that to me is very, very, very amazing of anybody to go out of their way to help out someone else when they need it the most. That's an incredible thing that she did. But yeah, I was just thinking I didn't really get to talk about all this all too much because the last video was more about leaving the repaint hobby, and I have one more video on that coming up just because I need to address something my artist said on the repaint side. So that'll be probably next weekend because I only like to do one video a weekend. But basically, that's the situation. It was just I wasn't whining, I wasn't crying, I wasn't blaming everybody. I'm so proud of myself. And those of you who know how much anxiety and depression and all that pain that a lot of us feel in this hobby know how amazing it feels to feel proud of yourself. I am so happy that the dolls didn't depreciate. I am so happy that people thought the way they were painted was really cool. I am so happy that I have new clients in that. And I'm very much so happy about the friends that I've made in the process of these transactions. Um, Basically, what I would do or say is I would just kind of sit with the doll and, maybe watch a movie or a TV show or listen to music, and just kind of chill out and basically just say, well, we've enjoyed each other, and now you're gonna meet your new owner, and they're gonna be amazing to you because they're an amazing person. Um, and that's really what we did in the process, because I just really wanted it to be a situation where they went to somebody I really thought was the right person. And when I see bidding wars, as soon as the bid ends on eBay, I typically message the person and say, "Congrats on winning this eBay item." And the people that have won recently have been amazing. They have really good feedback. They have a lot of sales, a lot of buying, a lot of selling, all kinds of stuff. So I'm really happy in the sense that it all worked out. But anyway, I just needed to make this video because I was kind of looking at the old one and I was thinking, oh my gosh, people are probably thinking I'm whining or crying about it, and that's not what I meant to do. That's never, never who I mean to be. I'm sorry if this camera's a little shaky, but I don't have a tripod right now. So I'm kind of having to hold it on my own until my wallet comes and I can kind of hold it up that way because I had to get a new phone in the process of everything. That's how it is in the hobby. Sometimes it affects your phone. You got to switch a new one for an old one or an old one for a new one or whatever. Although they're both Samsung, so I'm not too upset about it. But the quality is a little bit lower than it was before. But I'm happy I have something. We got to be grateful, guys. We have to do this. I've seen so many people in this hobby who are not grateful. They're not grateful for the sponsors on their video. They feel like it's a job or a chore to have to review stuff, even though they're being paid to do it. We cannot be that community. We cannot do that. We cannot be those kind of people in this hobby. We have to be grateful and humble for everybody in this hobby, even the ones we don't like. and we need to try to understand them. We need to listen to them. We need to appreciate them. We need to respect them because we're not all the same. Some of us are different. And I have said this so many times, let people live their lives. Because some people are so impressionable that if you tell them how to do something or change it or act a certain way or do a certain way or whatever, or even just say something about their doll, they'll just sell it. Some people are so we don't know the lives that they lived before this hobby. So that's why it's so important to listen and engage, but listen first. And so I apologize on my end if my video came off as whiny or upsetting or fake or whatever, because none of those things were true. It was completely real. Let me be honest with you guys. I don't like getting upset on these videos ever. I hate the idea of somebody clicking my video and instead of getting one where I'm talking about an unboxing or doing something fun and exciting, they get one where I'm crying or upset and then they don't want to subscribe. Let me tell you something, I don't like that at all. But one of my best friends and actually one of my only friends in the hobby told me, don't delete content that is true to you. Because so many other people are so fake in this hobby and they make sponsors like a problem, like it's like they don't want to review it, like it's a chore to them, like it's work even though they're being paid, or they make commissions like, oh, I don't want to do these commissions, oh, you sent me all these things to paint and it's a big problem for me even though I'm being paid, like. And then they come on here and they always want to try to turn it around, make it special and happy, but we're not always special and happy people. Anyway, guys, if you did like the video, hit the like button. There's a notification bar below. And thank you so much for watching. And I have a video about Monster repaints next week. A full one, not a quick one like I did last time. Alright, bye.